So you walk into a shop for a pint of milk and you walk out £40 lighter. We've all done it. It's not a failure, and shops are set up to make you do just that. If you've ever stood in a shop and held something in your hands that you felt absolutely compelled to buy and you didn't know why you felt that way, then this video is for you. We're going to debunk why it is you feel like spending on something that you really have no idea, why you want that, but you feel compelled to do it. And we're going to look at some strategies to stop you from spending when you really hadn't planned to. So why is spending in shops so hard to resist? Why is it that we feel this pull to buy things that perhaps we didn't even know we wanted? Well, shops are designed to make us feel like that. They are laid out in a way that is based on human psychology. Retailers have researched this over many, many years, and they have designed strategies to make it more difficult for us to resist buying things. So things like lighting, smells, mood, music, all of those things contribute. Placement in store, so where things are actually placed. Let me give you an example. A couple of weeks ago I went and did some grocery shopping, and if you haven't seen that video, I will link that at the end. It was a big grocery haul, but the first thing that hit me when I walked in the supermarket was some fleecy bedding, and it looked gorgeous, and it was a really cold day, and I think they'd done it on purpose, absolutely. And I looked at this bedding and it was £25 for a set, and that's not expensive for bedding, but I didn't need any bedding. I've got enough. I've got 3 or 4 sets of bedding for my bed. That's absolutely fine. Nothing wrong with it. Loads of warm blankets. But this fleecy bedding, and I stood looking at this bedding thinking, oh, I just would love that, because it was a really cold day. So those retailers knew exactly what they were doing. So it's, that's just an example really of one of those things. So they use all sorts of strategies. They use things like fear of missing out, buy one get one free, and all sorts. Oh, there's a free one, I might as well get that because that's 2, even if you didn't need to. Value packs. Buy this huge pack for £3 when the smaller one was £2 or something. And okay, a value pack's fine if you need it, but if you don't, what's the point? So these are all examples of psychologically based tricks and ideas that supermarkets and retailers use to get you to buy, and they're very good at it. And also your psychological state will contribute to that. So if you're feeling tired and you want something quick for your tea, you're more likely to go and pick up an expensive ready meal than buying a bag of spuds and a sort of something to prepare. If you are feeling a little bit low in your self-esteem, you might buy yourself something new to wear, some new makeup, and there's nothing wrong with that in itself, but maybe it's the thing you didn't go in for, and maybe the retailer's psychology is playing on that emotion for you. So it isn't a weakness or a lack of willpower at all. These places are designed to make us spend on what we didn't think we needed. If it feels hard, it is hard by design. So here are some strategies to help you to resist that psychological trap when you're in a store. And the first one is what I call the pause rule. So if you see something that you feel compelled to buy, even if it wasn't on the list, go away for 5 minutes, have a pause, go do the rest of your shopping and come back to it. And then at the end of your shop, see whether or not you still think you want that thing. Give your brain some space to think about it. Number 2 is to ask yourself what this replaces. So what goal would it replace? Will it help me with something like paying down my credit card debt? Will it help me in terms of my savings? Will it help me with my peace of mind? Lots of different things like that. Let me give you an example. If I go to purchase something for my YouTube channel, I have to justify whether or not that will make my videos any better. For example, if I bought a new camera, which would cost me, in excess of £1,000 if I bought a really good one, would that make my videos any better? Probably not. However, if I bought some cough sweets, maybe that would make my videos better. I've got a really tickly cough and I keep having to pause the video so I can cough in peace. So number 3 is to take a photograph of it instead. Take a photograph of it, go away, think about it, have a look at the photograph and decide in the cold light of day whether you really need that thing and whether you really want it. And then number 4 is give every item on your shopping trip a job. So if it wasn't on the list, you've got to justify to yourself what that thing will do on that list. So if it's a food shop and you've decided you're going to buy a pizza and it wasn't on the list, what will that do for your shopping? Will it replace a meal? Is it so much good value that you can pop it in the freezer and have it as an extra meal one night, and it will bulk out the family's meals and save you money in the long run? And again, my example of the bedding is it's another example. If I bought that bedding, would it replace something that maybe is worn out? Would it help me to feel more comfortable in bed and sleep better? If it does, then maybe it's a good purchase. But asking yourself those questions and thinking about those 4 different strategies, I think is really helpful. Let me just go over them again. The pause rule. So stop and think about it. Come back at the end of your shop. What does it replace? So what goal would it have? Take a photograph and come back and think about it another time. And give every item that you pick up to put in your trolley or your basket a job. Is it on the list? If it's not, how can you justify buying that? Will it replace something? When you get it home, will it do something for you? Will it change things for you in the way you live your life? Temptation is often emotional. So things like stress and boredom and low mood are really key in this particular discussion. For example, when we talk about the bedding example, it may have made me feel warm and comfortable and safe and take me back to times when I was a child, because I can remember fluffy bedding from when I was a child. I don't know whether you can. Resisting one small purchase won't change your life, but pausing over time, over several purchases, may do. Practicing these techniques will really help when you're in that situation. And the more you practice it, the more likely you are to make it become an unconscious behaviour. Always pausing before you buy something that you think you need but wasn't on your list. So what's the hardest shop for you to resist spending in? Is it in a food shop? Is it in a clothes shop? Or is it in a bedding shop or somewhere else? Let me know in the comments. Mine, I think, is a clothes shop. It doesn't matter how many times I get in places like Next or New Look or some of the little independent boutiques that I love. I always think I need something, and justifying that is really hard. It's really hard to resist. One of the things I did with clothes shopping is this is just a personal tip. I downsized my wardrobe space, so now the rule is 1 in, 1 out, because I haven't got enough room for any more coats, dresses, shirts, skirts or whatever, or pairs of shoes. So if something comes into the house, something has to leave, and that's my rule. And I will only buy it if I absolutely really need it and it's a real good addition to the wardrobe. And that's really hard, because one of my greatest pleasures is clothes shopping. I just adore it. Strange, isn't it, how we all have different sort of enjoyment from different types of shopping. So let me know in the comments what shopping you love, and let me know what's the hardest thing to resist. I hope that's been helpful. My name is Suzanne. This is Money Made Magic. This is where we look at everything to do with budgeting, frugal living and saving you a little bit of money. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I hope to see you all again in another video. Bye.